All right, here's my audience. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it. Wait, you gotta unlock this. Okay, wait. Should I just stop it or should I? Okay, we're going. Have you ever looked at a piece of artwork and wondered how someone could create such a beautiful masterpiece? The world of art is one of who's who's and names being tossed around, but one man stands above the rest. He is changing the art world, some may say for the better, some may say for the worst. This man is known as Banksy. I'll be discussing why Banksy chooses to stay anonymous, how he has stayed grounded despite his success, his film and awards, and ultimately how he is making the world a better place. I remember the first time I saw one of Banksy's pieces. It was on the internet about 5 years ago. He was doing small graffitis, but I knew that his style and ideas were growing to something much bigger. It was truly an honor to sit down with him and discuss his inspirations and feelings towards his newfound success. Overall, he is an incredibly passionate, driven person that is trying to change the world one can of spray paint at a time. First of all, Banksy started his career as a street artist in what is thought to be London, England. No one knows who he is or where he is from, yet his art can be found all over the world. From interviews, we know that he comes from humble beginnings. The man did not go to a fancy art school that many people in the industry feel is a necessity in order to make it big. He knew that his work would speak for itself, and that's what he wanted. Many believe that the animosity of Banksy comes from the questionable legality of graffiti art, but a lot of his supporters feel that it is to make a statement. Banksy himself has said, "Artists these days do not have to send off copies to a snooty gallery or sleep with someone powerful. All you need is an idea and a broadband connection." He wants to make a statement about the culture that has grown around art and change the stigma that is art galleries. In addition, his anonymous identity has helped him stay grounded in the true meaning of his work, while also being able to look at the bigger picture. This is a man who is selling artwork off the sides of buildings for hundreds of thousands of dollars. These creations are one-of-a-kind masterpieces that cannot be seen anywhere else in the world. One would think that with all this fame and fortune, you would want to put a face to it, but Banksy does not. He has donated all of the profits, roughly $42 million from his artwork, to AIDS research and care in Africa. He is truly a person who wants to leave the world better than he found it, and feels that his art is the best way to do it. His success and his money comes mostly from the few gallery shows that he's done, in addition to his documentary film, Exit Through the Gift Shop. The documentary was nominated for an Academy Award. The film discusses the life of Banksy as told by Banksy himself. Banksy is shown as a blacked-out figure with a voice changer throughout the film. He talks about his life growing up and how he got into art. It is a very fascinating story in which he starts with his early works and moves on to how he was able to get shows in Los Angeles and New York. These shows were not hyped up in any way. He simply gave out posters at local street corners. No one was giving him the time of day. The lucky people who went to his shows received original copies of artworks worth thousands of dollars. Once the press heard of it, there were movie stars and cameras all over the place. It is truly amazing to see the way Banksy handles himself in the world. He is a breath of fresh air in a stuck-up line of work. Finally, we've seen why Banksy stays anonymous and how he has stayed grounded despite this fame. But people ask, how could a graffiti artist change the world? Not only has he donated his profits to AIDS research, but he also makes political statements for nations fighting for their freedom. He makes statements against violence and preaches peace through his art. Banksy knows that art is a universal language and he takes full advantage of it. He is also an incredibly technologically savvy man who knows the power of the internet. He publishes his art in ways to expose it to the maximum number of people in order to get a response. One of his most famous works is a depiction of a Russian rebel throwing a Molotov cocktail. But the cocktail is not full of fire, it is simply a bouquet of flowers. It shows that he believes in the rebels' cause, but that they should peacefully protest. He has done works on the walls of Israel to try to stop the fighting. In New York City, he even did a piece that involved a meat van carrying stuffed animals crying for help. It was a statement against the cruel conditions of the meatpacking industry. Many people believe that he is a criminal, but he risks his freedom in order to do what he feels is right. Banksy gives a voice to those who do not have one. Overall, Banksy has stayed anonymous from his origins, even through the rise to fortune and fame. He's donated millions of dollars of his profits to charity and even worked to change abusive governments in the world. A quote from Scott Adams describes Banksy's life very well. Creativity is allowing you to make mistakes, and art is knowing which ones to keep. Thank you.